What a race we have in store for us today, with a competitive field ready to do battle once again. Hold on to the edge of your seat. It's time for another Formula One Grand Prix. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. And joining me once again in the commentary box today is, of course, the former World Endurance Champion, Anthony Davidson. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? And let's see who's able to keep their tyres in that temperature sweet spot early on. You've got a great tyre warmer underneath your right foot, and the drivers need to make the most of that on the formation lap, lest they see themselves skating wide at turn 1 on cold rubber.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Bottas, Sebastian Vettel and Norris, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Sainz and Daniel Ricciardo, Ocon, Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc and Gasly, Giovinazzi, Russell, Nicholas Latifi and Nikita Mazepin, Raikkonen and Mick Schumacher. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature. We're not expecting any changes to the weather today. Dry throughout. eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch. Confirmed. Got that, confirmed. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Okay, copy that. Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap. Go, go, go. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Mazepin is ahead of you. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 1 lap old. We think they've got 1 more stop. The time last lap was a 1:42.7. Mazepin ahead, gap to car in front is 18.1 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 2 laps old. We think they've got 1 more stop. The time last lap was a 1:35.6. DRS is now enabled. Gap to teammate ahead is 30.4 seconds. They're on old softs. They're in first. The time last lap was a 1:31.8. Mazepin's just ahead. Push for the position. The gap to the car ahead is 13.9 seconds. They're on old softs. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 35.6. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Our gap to the car in front is 11.7 seconds. Mazepin is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 8.8 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 4 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:35.8. We're gaining by around 4 seconds per lap. Mazepin ahead. Gap to car in front is 6.1 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 4 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 35.8. We're gaining by around 4 seconds per lap. We're sat at the back. Last place. Mazepin's just ahead. Push for the position. The gap to the car ahead is 5.3 seconds. They're on old softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 9 laps to go. Our gap to the car in front is 4.5 seconds. Schumacher is ahead of you. They've entered the pit lane. They're on old softs. The time last lap was a 1:37.2. Okay, gap ahead is 6.9 seconds. Sergio is in for his stop. Tyre condition is still looking good. Fourth position, you're in fourth position. Norris is ahead of you, less than a second separate you. They're on fresh hards. Bottas behind, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 6.8 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 5 laps till the end. We're trailing our teammate by 6.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in first. The time last lap was a 1 minute 52.2. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. We expect the grip levels to start falling away soon. Hamilton is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 7.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:32.0. You're down 0.8 a lap. P3. You are currently in P3. Hamilton ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 7.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Bottas is behind you. The gap behind us is 1.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Our gap to first place is 8.1 seconds. Your pit window is open. Pit window is open. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Hamilton is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 8.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 4 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 32.2. You're losing around 3/10 a lap. This is your final lap of the race. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. This is your final lap of the race. Okay, gap ahead is 8.5 seconds. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
A fantastic team effort then to secure victory here in the desert. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. Sergio Perez takes the position of points leader in the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Yuki Tsunoda gets my vote today.
Well, Ants, an end to...